No one is more qualified than me to talk about Byler because I was in love with my best friend for many years in high school, secretly repressed it. And guess what? Now she's my wife. Let's talk about it. Will Byers, Mike Wheeler, will they, won't they? Are they in love? Will they kiss? What's happening? What will happen in the volume 2, in the finale? Is it gonna be a canon ship? Let's discuss. Please, someone listen to me. I have so many notes. I have Tumblr posts. Get engaged. Get ready. It's coming.
Hi, my name is Natalie and this is my lovely wife Chloe, and today we're going to talk about Byler. We're going to start with a brief history of Byler. Then we're going to move on to
what Bylered in season 5, volume 1.
And then we're going to move on to what we think's going to happen, some of our favorite Tumblr posts, and why our cat is being mean to us right now. Or should I say right meow.
And we're also going to talk about some fan theories that we have seen / fan theories that we have, what we expect to see in volume 2 and the epilogue, or what we hope to see. I come from the time of queer bait, okay? A John Locke truther. I thought they were going to be together for sure. I was on Tumblr. I was reading about color theory. I was sadly mistaken. I was also a Dusty L truther, and I was like half right, I guess, by canon. Yay to me, I guess. It still felt like a loss. This, guys, can I tell you something? Let me tell you a secret. The people who made Supernatural and the people who made Sherlock hated us. They hated the Tumblrinas. I don't think the Duffer Brothers hate us. I think we have a chance. Let's talk about it.
Before we can talk about it though, we are sponsored in this video, and I will just ask anyone who is related to us, parents, sibling, cousins, and anyone who's under the age of 18, can you please close your eyes and plug your ears and here's our sponsor. Welcome to the sponsored section of the video. Today we are sponsored by Byler Boutique. We are so excited. They sent us 3 of their very famous products. I'm sure you've seen them around. The Rose, the Air Vibe, and the Pebble. Byler is a by women for everybody sexual wellness company, and they are on a mission to close the pleasure gap. They want to empower its community, and therefore my community, and so therefore all of you, to explore and celebrate their sexuality. They're calling it a sexual wellness revolution. To join that revolution, you can just go to that little link in the description and check out the giveaway that we are doing. Giveaway! Just click the link in the description and you can sign up to win either a toy or a gift card to their website. They sent us the Air Vibe, which is an inside, outside, vibration, and suction. Byler is known for their suction technology. So if you just take a second and this, like an octopus maybe, very flexible. Hello, on the phone. Oh, close, open. Hello. The Pebble, of course, because they love the suction. Suction base, also vibration. The whole thing vibrates like crazy. Next toy, the very famous Rose toy. Everyone talked about it for a while, and I think are gonna keep talking about it. The Rose toy. It is suction only, and because of that, it's quite quiet for those who maybe have a bunch of roommates. Another fun thing about the Rose is that this is what the charging port looks like. So it just like sits there. I guess it's made to be on display. These other ones come in, of course, adorable cases, and the case is their charging port. Thank you so much, Byler, for sponsoring us, and let's get back to the video. A brief history of Byler.
All right, so Natalie didn't ship Byler before I convinced her to, which is also true, might I say, of Dan and Phil. So, like,
oopsie.
I'm always right is kind of the thing, but I was also wrong about Sherlock, so it's fine.
Chloe tried to convince me about Sherlock, but I wouldn't hear of it.
No. But they really queer-baited me for that. I was queer-baited well and good. Okay, a brief history. Season 1, we already have kind of the vibe of Will's character being queer. His mom says that his dad used to call him the F slur. He just like it's portrayed as being queer, even though this kid is 11. I don't think he knows what the frick is going on yet. Season 2, we see Mike and Will's special friendship. Oh, it's different than the friendship everyone has with each other. This is more special. They get each other. Mike sleeps on Will's bedside when he's sick. It's like very intense. This cat,
what is she doing now?
She's playing with a receipt. All right, focus. Mike promises to Will that if Will goes crazy, they will go crazy together. It's a sweet moment. All Bylers know it. And then when Will is possessed by the hive mind, Mike is trying to get through to him. Everyone's trying to get through to him. The thing that Mike says is, when we were in kindergarten, the first day of kindergarten, I saw you on the swings, and I was lonely, and you looked lonely. And I sat down next to you, and I asked, let's be friends. And it's the best thing I've ever done. And it, like, you know, kind of a bit of a breakthrough moment. So that Then we find out Elle isn't dead, and Mike kisses her at the snowball right at the end of the season. What is happening right now?
She's trying to go through the garbage. Maybe just put the garbage up.
No. I think she's gonna get fed soon. Season 3, things start ramping up. This is when my brain turned on, okay? So at this point, I'm 19 years old when season 3 is coming out. I already have acknowledged that I'm in love with Natalie. I have some context for what queer relationships look like and what the build-up for queer relationships look like. I see that Mike thinks that D&D is for babies all of a sudden. He doesn't want to play
Rude.
with Will anymore.
He's
just
growing
growing up.
To kiss girls.
Yuck. I like kissing girls though. Okay. And then we get the famous line where Will says,
Not the couch.
Will says, all you want to do is swap spit with this stupid girl. And then Mike says, Elle's not stupid. It's not my fault you don't like girls. Can you believe it? Will, heartbroken, crestfallen, cycles home sobbing in the rain. Destroys destroys Castle Byers.
His house, his little thing he built with his brother.
He rips up photos of
him
Mike and Will.
He cries. He
Yeah.
freaks out. It was all a lie. The friendship was all a lie.
There's a little bit of a resolution there, all right? Like, they kind of have an agreement. We have... Oh, also, throughout this whole season, Mike and Elle are broken up. At the end, Elle kisses Mike, and it is weird. Mike does not kiss her back.
His eyes are open.
Yeah. And then there's a little bit of a, like, resolution of tension between Mike and Will, but it seems like we could have more resolution and it would be better. Then we get to season 4. And
Season 4.
Will and Elle and the Byers move to California. We have an 8-month time jump. Okay? Mike and Will, immediately, they're not talking. It's weird. Okay? They haven't spoken. What is she doing?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I think that she's eating the wallpaper.
No, she found a piece of plastic. She found a piece of plastic to eat.
Should we feed her early?
No, here, let's just give her carrot or something.
It's 8 months later. Mike has been writing Elle letters, has not been writing Will letters.
She pounced on the carrot.
Very cute.
Saying, I'm a good mom, I know what she needs.
The vibes in the airport are rancid.
Yes, it's horrible. He comes
Will-
in, he looks like a fool.
Will
First of
comes
all.
in for the hug. Mike goes in for the, like, bro tap. It's atrocious. Within 30 seconds of Mike being there, both Elle and Will are so disappointed by him.
Yes.
He fumbles.
He's
all right?
a huge disappointment. He fumbles both of the people who love him. Both of them at once.
Just like that. Very quick. He's not being sincere to himself.
Yes.
Even more so than in season 3. All right? He's not being the leader. He's not being the heart of the party that we all know and love. They have a fight where Mike is saying, we're friends. We're friends.
And then Will says, we used to be best friends.
And then he's like, let's make up. And he comes into Will's room. And he goes, listen, it's Hawkins. It's not the same without you. And Will is like glowing under the attention.
Yeah, he is.
And Mike goes like, cool. And Will's like on the brink of tears. Cool. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, there's also a big plot point that Mike can't say he loves Elle.
Yes. From Mike. We all know it.
Yeah. So, what eventually gets Mike to say I love you to Elle? Well, that's a great question.
Yeah. Let me
There's
tell
a
you.
scene in a van. Are you going to tell us?
In a van?
Yeah, we
Go-
need to explain the van scene first.
The van scene where he's
With the painting.
sobs? Yeah. Okay, there's a scene in a van where Mike is like, I'm scared I'm gonna lose Elle. Wah. And then Will's like, no, everything's okay. Look, she commissioned this painting, this Dungeons and Dragons painting. She commissioned it for me to paint for you. She told me everything. She told me exactly what to paint. Why she doesn't play D&D? It's okay. She told me exactly what to paint, and
You're the heart. You tie the whole party together.
Elle loves you.
Elle needs you.
Elle needs
She's scared to
you.
lose you. And then he turns away from Mike and does one of these. Devastating.
Truly heartbreaking.
But
See?
that gives Mike the power to confess his love to Elle. And also, so does Will in the background being like, you got this, buddy.
Got it.
Tell her.
Say it.
You're the heart.
Say it.
Go on. Yeah, and also during the van scene, apparently it took 12 hours to shoot to make it more subtle. Let's just look at a couple little GIFs. Does this look subtle to you? What was it before? That's
Yeah.
my question.
So I personally believe the van scene, I think it shows that Mike kind of knew he was lying, because when he's sobbing at the window, you see Mike look at Will. and then look back at the painting. But Chloe thinks that Mike is big, clueless Dumbo.
Well, after season 4, Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike, did a couple interviews, and he says that he doesn't think that Mike has any idea. He thinks he's completely clueless. But he could be lying. I don't know.
I mean, people are clueless sometimes. I was clueless.
Boop. All right. Mike and Elle do not have any more scenes together after that love confession. The way that they left it, like the last thing that Elle really says to Mike is when she writes her letter when she's about to go leave and be a superhero again. She's like, gone to be a superhero again from Elle, not love Elle. So they feel like they leave it in a weird spot. They don't kiss after that. They like hug as a reunion, and Will is just between them when they hug. They separate a little bit. We just see Will standing back there.
Yeah.
Framed in the middle of them. Anyway, so I thought that we were going to get immediately some kind of confirmation, like, are they together? Are they not together? But they have left it quite ambiguous in Volume 1.
Now we're in the section, what we saw in Season 5, Volume 1.
The Byler. We are talking about
We're
Byler.
talking about the Byler.
Can you believe that other things happen in this freaking show that aren't just Byler all the time?
You know what's so crazy is that it's actually not about this at all. And it's so easy to forget that when you're reading fan fictions. I don't read any fan fictions. It's all Chloe. But Chloe's coming to me. She's like, hey, look at this fan fiction. Let me read you a section of this fan fiction. Isn't it cute? And collectively, we just forget that this is actually a monster show.
First of all, you could write an entire fan fiction just about like the first 30 seconds. So Mike and Will living together in a house, everyone's on top of each other. They left it so weird at the end of season 4, and now we've got an 18-month time jump.
And they've been living in the same house?
What were they doing? What were they talking about? How did the situation get resolved? Were they hanging out a lot? Was it like just normal and hunky-dory again? Like, what's going on?
Well, they had a lot to do. They were doing the crawls and pretending everything was normal at school. So there was a lot going on, really. They could just forget about their feelings for each other.
A lot of fan fictions, like, oh, I can't sleep. I keep on having nightmares that you die. Classic, hey?
That's what and what happens? Do they sleep in the same bed?
Of course.
Classic.
There's only one bed. No. I hope that we get some sort of flashback about the gay happenings that were happening in those 18 months. I'm hopeful, and I will tell you why. We'll circle back to that. Okay, what does happen that's explicitly queer is that Vicky and Robin make out, kiss on the mouth. It's awesome. Yuri for the win. Will sees, and he sees the arm stroking of it all. He sees the mouth kissing, and he's like, oh my god, gay people exist.
He freaks out.
Drops a Coke, runs away. Okay, the cat's about to be nasty. Everyone, prepare yourselves.
Nasty girl over there. And he freaks out, drops his Coke, and he basically, he flails all the way down the hallway. He's pretty obvious.
I know, and Robin, looks at him, and she's like, ah.
She's like, ah, dang.
Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of all the Byler of it all in episode.
But they don't really talk. Also in episode 1, Mike and Elle do have a little conversation. They don't kiss or anything, but it is implied that they are still together, and I think that's important to note.
Can you hear these dogs? Lucas calls them lovebirds. The way that they're talking about their future, it could kind of be like the whole party is going to like a village that has 3 waterfalls to retire.
It's true.
It's not necessarily just about the 2 of them. It's definitely ambiguous, and I think that it's leaning towards trying to tell the audience that they're still together. But
yes.
I think it might be a bamboozle switcheroony. That's what I'm hoping, and that they have broken up in those 18 months. I think they were broken up.
Close friends.
I think that they were broken up as soon as Elle said from Elle.
Okay.
On the card.
I personally think that Elle's going to break up with Mike in the next volume, but we'll talk about our theories later.
Episode 2, Robin asks Will, hey, did you see anything in the hospital? Were you there? What was going on?
He was like,
me and Vicky are just friends.
I
right?
wasn't there.
Trips.
And she's like, okay, but if you were there, trips and falls. If you were there and you saw...
I didn't see anything.
It's quite cute, and they have a good dynamic, and it's quite fun.
The other thing that happens in episode 2 is that we see that Mike's closet is destroyed by the Demogorgon.
Yes.
Everyone liked to point out in season 4 that Mike has a sign that points to his closet that says one way. One way to the closet.
One way into the closet.
So you can very clearly see that sign, and it's the same color of Mike's bedroom, and his closet is destroyed.
What does that mean? Nothing's an accident. It's all on purpose.
Look, nothing can be an accident when they have 8 episodes to tie up a million loose ends. Like, there is no throwaway line of dialogue. Everything must be analyzed.
You cannot watch Stranger Things and flick between your phone and the screen. Because there is so... She's in the garbage again? There is so much happening. Just like in this video you're watching, our cat is being super ultra mega nasty. And then now we're on episode 3.
Okay, so we get the Will and Robin scene in the hospital where they're hiding from Vicky. The scene was iconic. It gave me everything. A couple things to break down in this scene. What happens is that Will's like, well, why didn't you just kiss her again? And Robin's like, I knew you saw that freaking bowl cut guy. And Will's like, yeah, I guess they're not that popular anymore. And he's like, so how did you know that Vicky wanted to, like... And then Robin's like, make out? And he's like, no, date. and Robin's like, okay, well, there were signals, you know? Like
bumping elbows.
Lingering glances and bumping elbows, bumping knees.
Rubbing knees.
And then Will, like, has this look, and he's like thinking, and he's like... And then Robin says, it was obvious. And he's like, how obvious? And then she's like, really obvious. And then Will has another look. And I feel like this look is telling me, what on earth was Michael Wheeler doing in those 18 months? What kind of gay shenanigans was he up to?
Oh, he was doing some shoulder bumps.
I wanted a flashback right now. I was like, show me the gay stuff. I already have seen a TikTok video that was uploaded onto Tumblr, because I don't have TikTok, about Robin saying those things and then them showing all of the, like, shoulder bumps, knee bumps, and longing glances to, like, suspenseful music.
Oh my god, let me see it. Why didn't you show me?
This was at, like, late o'clock last night.
No. You gotta keep me in the loop.
But I think that there's more. I think those 18 months, there's a gold mine. That's just what I think.
Definitely a fanfic gold mine.
Other thing is that Robin says something to the effect of, like, did it look like I knew what I was doing when me and Vicky were kissing? And Will's like, I mean, yeah, like, to me, what the implication there is that he's never kissed anyone. He doesn't
know what kissing's like. What am I holding? Chekhov's gun.
Why would we mention that Will has never kissed anybody if we weren't gonna do something about it?
We gotta shoot that kissing gun. Okay. Now that it's been mentioned, you can't just have a gun on a wall on a theater set and not have someone shoot it at the end of the play.
Especially with something so, like, tight as this season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, every little detail must mean something. It all counts. We gotta look. Don't look at your phone while you watch the show. Eyes glued on the screen.
Editing Chloe just popping in here to say that the entire scene was Chekhov's gun. Why mention how to know if someone is into you in a gay way and not have us, the audience, and Will be looking for someone to be into him in a gay way? I feel like this is very good Byler proof, unless they're gonna introduce some rando man for Will to be into just for the last 4 episodes. Anyway, just thought I needed to mention that. Episode 4. While Joyce and Robin are talking and walking ahead, Mike and Will are kind of getting behind in the field, and they do a little bit of a shoulder bump, right?
Here, I'll be Mike.
Okay. It's like, you know, I mean, it's subtle. Okay, it's subtle.
It's very subtle.
But
it's
you
so
see it.
subtle.
I see it.
When Chloe first described it to me, I was like, oh my god, what? I can't believe I missed that. And then she showed it to me and I was like, yeah, I missed that.
And their elbows,
of course I would miss that.
Their elbows do bump. I mean, obviously it's not like a really intentional bump, but they're like walking close enough together that I can see their elbows collide.
They touch and then there is a response.
And then we get the most heavy Byler scene of the whole thing. The flirtation.
Here, we'll do it again. We'll mimic it. Blah, 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 blah.
Wait, who am I?
You're obviously Will.
Okay.
You're not really like a wizard. Because your powers are more innate. You're more like a sorcerer, nerd city. Blah, blah, blah. He pushed him. Why did he do that?
I think he did that because Robin told him that the way that you signal to someone that you're interested was all of these like physical touch things. And I think that Will hasn't really been doing that before. He's just been blushing and like on the verge of tears when talking to Mike.
Yeah, he's too wound up, you know? But of course, what we love about this scene in particular is that Robin's watching them, and I just feel like we're seeing it from Robin's perspective. You were gonna scare me because you were hiding in the dark place. That's horrific. So what I love about this scene is that it's all framed from Robin's perspective. And I just feel like that's really relatable because I feel like a lot of people who are Team Byler are lesbians. We're all sitting there, little lesbians, Robin, sitting in our little cave tunnel, staring at these gay boys like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And that's what we get that perspective of. And I just feel really seen.
Also, can I just say that we Bylers over on Tumblr have had the theory, I'm taking credit for this theory, it wasn't my idea, but I support it, that Will and Robin would be a duo in season 5, and that Will would ask Robin how to know if someone likes you, and that Robin would look at Will and Mike interact and be like, clocking it. You know what I mean? And that'll happen, duh.
But Robin did look and really just clocked that Will was in love with Mike and didn't clock that maybe Mike loved him back. So I do think maybe that's a little bit different, because then Robin goes on does some queer quentorship, if you will, to Will to talk about her sexual awakening with Tammy Thompson and how she thought that all of her worth was in this love she imagined with Tammy, and then Tammy was straight and liked Harrington. So it kind of shattered her and ruined her life, really. And then when she learned to love herself again through understanding that when she was a little kid, she had no shame about who she was. So getting rid of that shame and just loving herself for who she was, just really a lot of self-acceptance that really saved her and made her happy-go-lucky self that she is now.
And allowed her to get into a healthy relationship with Vicky. Although, is it healthy? Because she's lying to her. Thoughts for another time. This isn't a Roe-Vicky video. This is a Byler video. We'll save it. I think that's what they're called.
They should be called Ricky.
This scene in particular, we forgot to mention, gave a lot of Byler's doubt, because they're like, oh no, Mike is Will's Tammy Thompson. But I don't think that that's true at all, because the relationship that Robin had to Tammy is very different. It was a crush. It was an infatuation. I don't even know if they were friends. I don't know how well she knew Tammy. Not well at all. She was just able to like get over her and get her out of her life. But Will and Mike have been childhood best friends. Will is in love with Mike. It is not a infatuation. And it is like fundamental to who he is and how he's able to love himself. And we're going to talk more about that when we talk about the last scene in the episode. Everyone's crying. Will Byers is crying. Robin Buckley is crying. They're having the deepest heart-to-heart. Then they start joking.
Laughing.
Lucas is like, what's taking you guys so long? And then we see like what they look like from an outsider's perspective. And it looks like they are like flirting maybe. They're like holding each other and laughing.
Holding hands and laughing. So
I think someone's going to have something to say about that in the next volume. Okay. Speed run. Vecna saying Will is weak because he is gay.
Right. I wanted to tell you about the scene. So Vecna comes out. Huge plot twist. We think Vecna's trapped in the underneath flip around place.
The upside down.
Yeah. And so he comes out. He looks horrible. Veiny, slimy, disgusting. And he goes up to Will, picks him up. Anyway, he picks him up.
I thought we were doing the lightning round.
Sorry. He brings him over to him with his magic powers, and he bullies him really hard. He says, you're weak, you're shameful, you're pathetic, you're nasty, you're gay, in a bad way.
Minds like you don't belong here in this world.
Everybody all the kids I stole, including you, are weak, sad little babies, wah, 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 cry little baby, cry. And then he leaves without killing him or killing anybody.
But he gives him the montage of all the times that Will has felt the most shame for his identity and for himself.
Yes.
So that's rude.
And then he leaves. And then he says, demo men with the, and I just gotta say, the demo men this time.
Demogorgons.
Demogorgons. Really ripped, really slimy, crazy collarbones. They look nasty. Leaves, they all go, and Will can see it, right, in his eyes, and he's seeing one go after Mike, and he's seeing one go after Lucas, who's in a tunnel, by the way, lying on his back, horrifying, and sees Robin standing there in front of the broken truck. He sees all these people through the through the Demogorgon's eyes, and he's freaking out, right? But then he remembers what Robin said. Robin's voice is in his mind, and he flashes back to his childhood self. Those kids who acted him and all the kids that acted are adorable, and they're really good. Good job, kids. He's seeing that moment on the swing set where where Mike said, what did he say? Want to be my friend? And then they play games together. He's seeing his brother build Castle Byers. He's seeing himself draw amazing drawings and show his mom. He's seeing himself dressed as a wizard, waving around his magic wand and spinning and having a great time. And his powers awaken.
Just to clarify, Mike being in his flashback memories of him coming into himself and accepting himself and loving himself is very indicative, because Mike isn't just some sort of crush that he had like Tammy Thompson, who he's able to get over and then be his truest self. Mike is fundamental to who he is and how he is able to love himself and come into himself and come into his own. It is his love for Mike and his family that makes him strong and that makes him powerful.
And he stops the demo-ripped guy and from getting on Mike, and then he sees in his mind them pounce on Lucas, and he stops the guy from pouncing on Lucas, and then he sees the guy pouncing on Robin, and he stops the guy pouncing on Robin, and they're frozen, and he breaks all their bones, and then they fall to the ground, and he falls down too. He's still wet from the toilet water. He's on the ground panting on his hands and knees. We cut to Mike.
He's loving it.
Mike is there like, that's my Mike face. And Will sits up. He's fine. He's fine. A little bit of blood trickling down his nose, but he's okay. He's not passed out from it. And then in the background, I start hearing this music. When did you get hot all of a sudden? And you see Mike's face. You also see Joyce's face. And then it zooms in on Will and the song, When Did You Get Hot All of a Sudden? From Sabrina Carpenter, is playing in, I'm sure, Mike's mind, right? And that's how it ends.
Well, then he has this.
Oh, yeah. He's got to wipe the blood away. In slow motion.
I think that we do a POV switch in that moment, and now it's Mike's POV, and it had predominantly been Will's, especially in his interactions with Mike. So now I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get a little bit more context for what the frick is going on with Michael Wheeler in Volume 2 and the finale. Thank you so much. They leave us on a Byler moment. They leave us on Will and Mike looking at each other, and Will making that crazy face, and Mike Wheeler having an obvious type. Anyway, we need to go eat cake. We'll see you in one moment.
And then we'll talk about our theories for next season. Mwah.
We are back from eating cake. It is time to get into the third and final section, which is theories that we have had, Tumblr posts that I have seen, as well as just kind of looking at the trailer again, because there are some things that weren't showcased in Volume 1. Almost everything I was like, Volume 1, seen that, know the context, seen that, wait a second, what is this? Wait, what's that? We're going to talk about those things.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start with a theory I said right after watching the show, which was Joyce is going to think that Will and Robin are dating, and it's going to be really funny and silly, because that is such a funny and silly thing to think. And I think it's going to be used as a comic relief moment that's going to lead us to Will realizing that he has to come out to his mom. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think so too. And also, we were seeing, Joyce and Mike and Lucas look at Robin and Will when they were having their little gay bonding moment. Ha 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 ha. And from the heterosexual perspective, obviously that is flirting. Mm-hmm. Not bonding over being super gay.
Yeah. And there's also that moment where Joyce says, I like your new friend, about Robin to Will. And the way she said it,
like your new friend.
Oh yeah, something like that. And the way she said it, it felt like she was acting like she knows something deeper. And it's like, I think you misread that, girl. Classic mom. Am I right?
I'm holding space for Mike to say something about it.
Yes.
Because I think that'll be awesome.
Maybe he gets a little jealous.
Maybe he gets a little jealous. But I'm not holding my breath because I would die by Christmas. But anyway, I need to see that mother freaking painting again. What are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
Right, meow.
We have that whole thing. We have that whole confession, the veil confession, the lie. Friends don't lie. So then no payoff? Huh? In interviews, Noah has said that that was the thing that he got to take home at the end of season 5 to like put on his wall was the painting. The Duffers gave everyone a gift from the set.
Aww.
So that painting, it means
Clearly
something.
important.
All right. He also said that don't worry, the painting, like it's gonna come back. It's gonna be important. Something like that. I saw this on Tumblr a while ago. I'm sorry if I'm
misremembering it.
It was something to that effect, but it wasn't those exact words. You know what I mean?
Okay, but I personally, on the other hand, feel like the painting is a little bit less important. But I'm ready to be wrong. I'm always ready to be wrong. When the Tumblrinas tell me that I should be ready to be wrong, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be wrong, but I'm not sure if the painting's gonna come back in the way that Chloe... I don't think there needs to be a conversation between Mike and Elle about the painting and then him realizing that it's not actually from Elle, it's actually from Will. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he knows. He's gotta know. The whole thing about the painting, he should have enough information to piece together that's actually from...
No, he's clueless.
Maybe something will happen, like Mike will say to Will, I know that the painting's from you, but I don't think he's so clueless as to not know that it's from Will. But I could be wrong, and I'm...
Sorry, not from Will. Love Will. Let's be clear here. There's no from Will. Okay, the other theory that I have is that Mike has like a shoebox full of letters addressed to Will. And they all say truths about his life. He wasn't saying truths to Elle. And guess what they all say at the bottom?
Love Mike. And Elle's gonna find it, and she's gonna say, love Mike, love Mike, love Mike. And then she'll go like this and say, be your truth self.
Be your truth self.
Friends don't lie.
Anyway, I have that little theory, and I've read fan fictions about this, so basically I'm just stealing fan fiction at this point to explain this theory. But the reason that Mike did not send the letters to Will, but he sent them to Elle, was because when he wrote them both out and he looked at the letter, like the quality of letter that Elle got versus the quality of letter that Will got, Will's letter, more real, longer, love Mike. Elle's letter, like less real, shorter, hard to write, from Mike. He's like, I cannot in good conscience send both of these out. Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
Fold, 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 fold. Will's letter under my bed. Elle's letter sent to California.
Well, that sounds really cool, and I hope that happens.
Thank you. That is my theory.
Okay, going to some trailer stuff I just referenced with my hand on her face. There is something that we see in the trailer that has Elle's hand on Mike's face.
We haven't seen that yet.
We haven't seen that yet, and there is speculation of it being her saying, Mike, go be gay already. I'm sick of you pretending you're straight.
I mean, obviously that's a bit of a stretch. We don't know what it is. People have compared it to the Malik scene, the Mortal Instruments TV show that happened a while ago, where Alec is about to get married, and then Magnus shows up and he's like, be gay, and Alec's like, damn, I gotta be gay. And his, like, fiance is like, it's okay, Alec, go be gay. The shots are, like, the same. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Noah has said in an interview that we will be satisfied
with the end of the series. Well, really what he said is, I think that everyone's gonna be really satisfied. So
I think that it's, we're taking that to mean
Byler
Endgame. Let's start a new party, you and me.
And that's October 14th, 2019. The Duffer Brothers have said that they have known what the ending of Stranger Things is going to be from the beginning. They have always known what the last 30 minutes are going to be. So,
this must be from the last 30 minutes.
I think Mr. Michael Wheeler, he's gonna come up. Maybe it's raining. Maybe they're outside. Maybe we're doing a redo of like the rain scene where Mike's like, it's not my fault you don't like girls, right?
Yeah.
And then Michael Wheeler pulls out with the, let's start a new party, you and me.
And then they kiss. And then they kiss. Huh?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Pretty solid theory,
but it also could be anything. It could be anything. It could be a Demogorgon decides that they can speak with their flower mouths.
And also,
let's start a new party.
It could also be like they're not telling me that this is a quote that's going to happen in the show. It could be that this is not something that, it's like maybe they're talking about like you as in the audience and me as in the Duffer Brothers. We're making a new season.
Oh, Yeah, and all of us could just be going crazy all the time.
But anyway, the second someone says that, it's game over.
So in our notes, I mentioned Chekhov's gun again, the kiss thing. It just feels like, why would he, well, I say it as if this is my idea. Chloe says, why would we to learn that he's never kissed anybody if he isn't going to start kissing people?
Also, okay, maybe I just haven't been watching the right things, but name a slow burn rejection arc story, okay? Name a series, a long series where two characters are put together, they're best friends, a slow romance starts to form for someone to accept themselves, feel good about themselves, confess their love, reject. I feel like, when does that happen?
Never. Well,
Writers don't write slow burn rejection, okay? And
Preach.
if they do, it's not one that I am aware of.
okay, so if Will's arc is just about accepting his queerness, he has already done that in Volume 1. So he has to have another arc in Volume 2. And that arc is kissing Mike. Thank you. At the end...
Well, because, okay, listen, let me just say a little bit more about that before we get too excited.
Okay.
Will's arc for the season is accepting that he's queer and being happy with that, regardless of whether or not Mike loves him back. But we've already accomplished that in Volume 1. Volume 2, Mike accepting himself as queer, come together in the epilogue. Is this anything, guys? Is this anything? I think that we're going to get a lot more POV from Mike in Volume 2. I think that there was a POV switch right at the end when Will has his moment of, I'm queer and actualized and I love myself and I'm going to start freaking killing demogorgons. And then it's Mike's POV, right?
And he's thinking, whoa, when did he get hot?
He's having gay thoughts. So I think that
It's
in
like
Volume
slow
2...
motion. Listen, Robin said that when she saw Tammy, time slowed down. It was amazing. And then Mike looks up. He sees Will. Time slowed down, wiping blood from his nose. He's in love.
Also just popping in here to say that the Duffers have said that Mike has a lot of emotional weight to carry this season. He looked like he didn't really care that his sister went missing and his parents were almost killed. Where is his emotional weight? We know nothing about his internal life. We haven't had his POV in seasons. What is going on with this guy? Nobody knows. Why are you holding back on us, Mike? Something you're hiding? Huh? Maybe your super gay feelings for your best friend? Just a thought.
When you realize you're queer, slow-mo happens. I don't make the rules. This is a quote from Ross Duffer of the Duffer Brothers, saying that originally there was no Mike and Will flashbacks, there was no casting call for 8-year-old Mike and Will, there was no swing set scene. But then they were watching it back, they had Robin's voice coming in over top of it, and they were like, you know what, it just doesn't hit. We need to nail home what's going on.
Hammer home usually is how it's said.
We need to nail it home, all right? Those flashbacks, I remember they weren't in the initial draft of the script that we wrote. And when we read it through, and we had Robin speak to him, and we had her voice coming over him, but it wasn't having the impact because it's such an internal thing that he's going through. And so we were talking about how to express that, and we decided to put this idea of old home movies, and then of course we went back and looked at season 2 and wanted to directly reference those. What they needed to do was Will's self-acceptance being directly tied to his relationship to Mike, also his relationship to his brother and his mother. But Mike is the only non-family member there. Mike has definitely been singled out. In the press tour, Noah is asked, why does Will keep fighting? How does he find the strength to fight? And he's like, well, he finds the strength to fight because he wants to protect his mom, Mike, and his best friends. Why is Mike singled out, bro?
Yeah, why is Mike singled out, huh? Huh, Noah?
Seems pretty gay. Gay of Faye says, it's actually great that Will ended up using Robin's advice not to look for signals in Mike, but to signal him of his own interest. Not only is it pretty safe because then Mike will only respond if he's interested and nothing changes if not, but also, I've said before that Mike has incredibly valid reasons to believe that Will does not like him back. This is good. Will is giving him reasons to hope. Mike has fulfilled at least one, if not sometimes all of Robin's criteria every season for communicating interest. Will never does. Will never has. He has looks, but that's about it. He doesn't initiate, not touch, not flirting. I would argue he does flirt. Not even the fight they had about their relationship. Mike did that one too in the roller rink. Will initiating is actually good. I hadn't expected it, but I definitely it'll support Mike's arc. He has a reason to believe he has a chance now.
Oh yeah, here it is, guys. Here's the bumping. Let's watch it.
Yeah, it's really gay. Okay,
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
closely.
watch closely.
You have to watch really close for it to
Really
get gay.
close, yeah. Don't look away.
Oh.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Oh, they touched, guys. He looks at him, they look back.
Yeah, you know, like a little brush the knee, a bump of the elbow, a shared look.
They touched!
Bump of the elbow. The elbows, they bump.
Guys, this is it, guys. Look at
Oh.
it. Look at him. He's smiling. He's flirting.
Oh,
Push. And then he just pushed.
Oh, he's, run away. Run away, Mike, run away. Yes.
Yeah. When did you get hot all of a sudden? I look you up and down all day. Hey, when did you get hot? Look, that's what he's singing.
It is.
That's
it
what he's
totally
singing.
is. It transcends time. Byler aside, Will and Robin's friendship and solidarity was so beautiful and so important to see
loved
queer
it.
characters bond over their queerness, and to have that queerness save the day in a major franchise
Yeah.
is so huge.
It's so huge.
Agree. Oh, let's watch it, but this time, gift. Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at it. He goes like this.
Mike is often called the Homotron 3000 in the fandom, in case you're
Why?
because he makes faces like that. Obviously, okay. Keep
Look
up.
at him, and he's like
He's
still
gorilla.
covered in toilet water. Yeah. We watched the background. He said he had to be a gorilla.
So you think I'm evil? No, I think you're magic. I love Tumblr.
Tumblr's a good place.
Natalie and I watching that flirting scene.
We were like this.
Losing
We were
our
like
minds.
this.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It's actually, can I just say, as we wind down, thank you for watching, but being super into something and laughing and rolling around in bed, sorry, it just like, because we watch TV on our bed, that's why we're rolling, because you're so excited to be watching this thing that you're watching, it brings so much joy. It brings you so much joy to be a fan. That's what I'm trying to say. When I say rolling around in bed, I could be a couch. Like, I'm talking about watching a show. Huge thank you to our patrons, especially our sugar mummies. We've got Holly, we got Leah, and we have my actual parents who are our sugar mummies, and we really appreciate our sugar mummies. We're your little babies. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Also, huge thank you to all of our patrons. We couldn't do this without you. And you're great.
I just wanted to say that if anyone wants to hear our thoughts on Volume 2 / the finale, let us know. We will be watching it
Immediately.
obviously. Please let me know your Byler theories down below. Any theories about the show.
Any mistakes we made, you feel like maybe we glossed over something that you thought was more important, please put it in the comments below.
If you have any fic recs,
Fic recommendations.
drop them in the comments. I'm looking. I'm always looking.
And now for our music break. If I only could. Okay, ready? Ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ready? Yeah, I'm ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. Watch it. Okay, one more time. 5, 6, 7. Thanks for watching me and my wife on this Sunday. Yo, day in the life. I hope you liked it very much. Yo, and you comment and such. And you comment and such.
I feel kind of embarrassed, like, for me right now.
Why?
Because I wasn't singing. I'm kind of sick and I wasn't singing very well. Do you think I was embarrassed because I'm married to you?
Yeah.
No.